Is the Elon trade over? After the SpaceX IPO's release, it's been pretty much down only since launch. So a question that I've thought of, and I did see a little bit of stuff online, is the Elon trade done? Is it over? In this video, we're going to break down exactly some ideas, some theses as to why the Elon trade could be over. So this is according to my own research. Please do your own work. This is not financial advice. I do have a free newsletter. If you do want more insight into markets on a weekly basis, links to that will be in the description. The Elon trade was simple. It was buy Tesla. So if you wanted exposure to Elon Musk as an entrepreneur, as a creator, as an inventor, all this stuff, all you had to do was buy Tesla. But now SpaceX is public. So you can actually trade and invest in two things. So that made me think, and I saw some stuff online as well, that, is Tesla now not going to be as interesting because was Tesla just Elon hype? So there are a couple of things that you could be considering, but that essentially is the Elon trade. It's investing in these companies because Elon Musk is the entrepreneur. So look, as you can see, we've got Elon Musk's net worth. As you can see, it peaked at 1.3 trillion, and now it's, at the time I made this presentation, it's just over 700 billion. I know, right? Yeah, he's struggling. So, as you can see from this, chart, it looks like a blow off top. We had a nice run up there, we had a retracement, we had a run up there, and then bang, a blow off top. So from a charting perspective, the way I like to invest, as you can see there, it looks like it could be done for a while. So that did make me think, okay, is Tesla and SpaceX done for a while? Who knows? So something very interesting to think about, something very interesting to consider, but you could argue from a charting perspective that this is not going to go up here anytime soon. But who knows? It's just an idea, it's just a thesis. So look, the Tesla trade. So this was the original Elon Musk idea, and as you can see, it's dumped as well as SpaceX. So could that be people dumping their Tesla shares to buy SpaceX? Probably not, because they're both obviously down. But Tesla and SpaceX have both been declining at the same time. So this made me think: will Tesla and SpaceX move at the same time? Will they both be like a Elon trade, as we spoke about? Because this has been your way to invest in Elon Musk, obviously until recent times. So as you can see, Tesla, nuking and not really, having anything super bullish since, around those COVID times. So yeah, very interesting to see. Your way to get exposed to Elon as an entrepreneur hasn't been doing too great, and is it just going to be, a diluted trade? So look, they can do different things, but the market may not care. Tesla makes cars and energy storage, SpaceX launches rockets. So they do two different things. So you can make the argument that, but the company is completely different. But this is more of a bet on Elon, because I think a lot of the things that these companies have in common is its future expectations. It's we're going to have robo taxis. I think Tesla mentioned, or they're going to have robotics. We're going to go to Mars. All these things. It's all are they going to happen? Are they not? And obviously that's down to you to make that decision whether you want to invest in them or not. But they're all future expectations things. But the market may not care. But you've got to acknowledge that they are two very different things. But a significant portion of money flown into both is betting on Elon and not the business. So a lot of people, as I said earlier, are betting on Elon. They're like, Elon Musk is the greatest entrepreneur ever. I'm going to invest. And people would have done very well from Tesla investing. But it would be interesting to see if SpaceX follows suit, into the near future. And when Elon is in favour, the premium gets applied to everything he touches. We saw it with Dogecoin. With cryptocurrency, he mentioned stuff. People like the hype. Elon can get people hyped. He can get the markets hyped up. But the market is not always rational. The charts will tell you kind of what's happening. There might be some good earnings. I mean, Tesla earnings, not Tesla earnings, sorry, SpaceX earnings do come out, I believe, next week as the time recording. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all happens and how this all unfolds and what their earnings actually are. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But just thought it'd be interesting to talk about that. They are two different things, yes, but a lot of people would just be better than Elon. So what I'm watching, do they move in the same direction? So this is going to be like a monthly, yearly thing. Are Tesla and SpaceX correlated? Like, are they moving together at the same time? And are they kind of like, we're long Elon, we're short Elon, and then, or are they moving at different times? Does Tesla have to move for SpaceX not to move? Is it like sort of that Elon trade? So the fundamentals started to matter more than the Elon name. So will they take over because they're two separate companies? Tesla chart needs to, hold its current level, as you can see here. Tesla, that's just very bad for Tesla, if you're going to be completely honest. Diluted, as I mentioned, potentially on the Elon trade. It's coming back into here. And, people could argue it's great value here. Yes, but does it look like it's going to make any all-time highs anytime soon? I'm not too sure. So, yeah, look, I think it's fair to summarise that the Elon trade used to be buy Tesla, but now there's multiple names. So if you are invested into Elon Musk, how do you decide between the two? They do two different things, so they are different companies. Remember that. But as we mentioned when it came to Elon Musk's net worth, it looks like a blow off top. That looks like it's not going to recover anytime soon. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this will unfold. What I'll be doing is watching whether Tesla and SpaceX move together or they diverge going forward, really. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. If you do want to keep up to the Elon trade and everything, do check out my free newsletter. Link to that will be in the description. See you in the next one.